Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. I'm your host, Carl Labert, and you have now entered into our Hangout. And this one right here is Hassan Campbell hasn't agreed that Giovanni was about that action. Now, as y'all know, I've been quiet on Hassan Campbell and things that he been doing, you know, for a minute. Took a little break, but time to tag back in because people not doing justice to the conversation that's been laid down. Now, as y'all know, Hassan Campbell made these statements about a person that is being called Giovanni. We don't know if that's his last name. We don't know if that's his first name. All we know is people are calling the gentleman that was supposed to have stabbed Africa Bambaataa April the 1st, 2013, by the name Giovanni now. And Hassan Campbell has stated that he knows the name. He knows how the person looked. He knew the location of where he stayed and stuff. But he hasn't agreed with people that's calling this boy Giovanni. He's haven't, for as I know, he haven't made one video like, yeah, you know, Giovanni this, Giovanni that, Giovanni, Giovanni, Giovanni. He hasn't done that. Though other people have used the name and tried to push the sentiment that this, peddle this situation, this new situation under the term Giovanni, you know what I'm saying? But this is what was stated about the young man that they called Giovanni from Hassan Campbell. Let's put it all back in proper perspective. Africa Bambaataa was stabbed April the 1st, 2013. Right? They saying some young man by the name of Giovanni did it. Hassan knows the young man name and he hasn't agreed with Giovanni. But this is what he said about the person others are calling Giovanni.
Me having Stockholm syndrome and being around Bam, the man who raised me, is not the same situation as the man who came forward because Africa Bambaataa got stabbed by a young man who allegedly, I say alleged because I never known Africa Bambaataa to play with drugs.
So now he said he never known Africa Bambaataa to play with drugs because the conversation was Africa Bambaataa drugged the young man. Let's listen on.
So that part I say alleged, but nevertheless, that man woke up, that
young man woke up. The person that they're calling Giovanni now and saying he was about that life woke up.
Yeah, woke up in Africa Bambaataa's house with Africa Bambaataa giving him oral sex.
With Africa Bambaataa giving him oral sex.
That man went into the kitchen. He grabbed a knife. He commits the stabbing Bam.
Now he commits the stabbing Bam, Mr. Key point to the conversation. If it's because he woke up and Bam was giving him oral sex, or as he say, he was drug induced to be put in this predicament, that's not really the argument. Never been the argument over here. The argument has been from the chopping of the audio and stuff, starting back with Queen's Flip episode 29, that Hassan said he was supposed to kill the guy that stabbed Bambaataa. For whatever reason, he stabbed him. Everybody agreed that Bambaataa was stabbed and Bambaataa went to the hospital. Outside of those Zulus that went to hip hop news or whatever in the different media outlets. They went to say that Bambaataa didn't go to the hospital for a stab, but everybody else pretty much agreed that Bambaataa was stabbed. And once again, they said the person that stabbed him name is Giovanni, but Hassan just said that Bam got stabbed, right? So we sticking with the narrative.
He commits the stabbing, Bam, stabbing him. Ahmed Henderson ran in the room, which is Bambaataa's manager / roommate. He ran in the room to help Bam. Ahmed is a black belt. That dude was so mad, he stabbed Ahmed too and ran out of the house. Ahmed is a black belt. He couldn't even stop him. The kid was so mad, swinging that knife. He ran out of that house. I went to the hospital. I was one of the first ones there. Why? Because Bam raised me. No, I wasn't around Bam like that. When y'all see the pictures of me and Bam, that was events that Zulu Nation had. Zulu Nation is my family. I was raised in the Zulu Nation, and some of my family members are Zulu members. Y'all don't understand how deep that go. But anyway, I went to that hospital. When I got to that hospital and realized what was going on and what the situation was, when I got to Bam's house, after Bam got out of the hospital.
So he went to the hospital because Bam got stabbed. Then he went to Bam's house after he got out the hospital. And what happened, Hassan?
To figure out what really happened, and he gave me the picture of a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy that looked just like me as a kid. And he gave me that picture because I was going to be the one who killed that boy for Africa Bambaataa.
Because he was going to be the one to kill that boy. The one that's being called Giovanni now for Africa Bambaataa. Now, very interesting. I've been dealing with that audio and some more audio for a minute. Like I said, starting with the Queen's Flip episode 29 audio, where he was saying he's supposed to kill, murder the boy for Bambaataa. Under the pressure of dealing with that audio and my video after video, he started making more statements, and this is one of the most recent statements that he was going to kill that boy for Africa Bambaataa. He was going to be the one. Now, lately, he done got drunk and went to a Burger King. And everybody and their mama on YouTube has chimed in on the fact that he went to Burger King and acted fool drunk. But nobody has took the time out to really chime in on this audio and this perspective, knowing that Hassan Campbell came to this community, this YouTube sector, in the midst of the conscious community and stuff, with Irritated Genie, Tazariot, Sinetta, Star, Troy Terrain, Doggy Diamonds, Young Pharaoh, and a lot of these people chiming in on the Burger King thing too. He came in this community, quote unquote, to be a child victim advocate for children that was being molested, as he claimed he was being molested by Africa Bambaataa. And then he confessed this to the people in the community that he was going to be the one to kill the boy that stabbed Africa Bambaataa April the 1st, 2013. And no one has taken sufficient opportunity or time to speak on that. But he goes to Burger King drunk, videotapes a woman in some leather pants. People get to see a couple dollar bills in people's hands and stuff. Cuss out a cashier and stuff. And everybody and their mama that made a video on that. As if cussing out somebody and taking a picture to kill a victim of Africa Bambaataa is equivalent. Or cussing out a Burger King employee is greater than taking a picture to kill a young man for Africa Mambata. And you see why I done took a time out to a degree and didn't want to talk about it or deal with it because these people on the internet is all about trying to get views with the little small conglomerates of YouTubers out there that they can cuddle up with to push disinformation, peddle disinformation, lies, and fake news. What Hassan did is made an ass of himself by getting drunk, tipsy, or whatever, and going into the Burger King. Well, this is no different than what Star Troy Terrain and told people like Lansky, who ended up on Queen's Flip, like, buy your pair of handcuffs, go on a city bus and handcuff yourself to the bus. Basically put a stunt so you can go viral on the internet. And if you get a million people watch that video, that's a million people that now know you. Though they might not follow you or give you any other attention after that, you have at least submitted your name, submitted or submitted, like submit your name in their psyche. So that's all Hassan did, and you see everybody that's playing with him, willing to play with him. All of them came over there and trolled what he did. Everybody trolled what he did, but nobody asking him, "Do you agree with Troy Terrain and Caleb of Money when they said the boy name is Giovanni? Is that true, Hassan?" Out of the mouth of two or three. Well, Star says Giovanni. Caleb of Money say he got it from Star, so he's saying this Giovanni now. But we haven't heard Hassan agree to that. And I don't think Hassan gonna speak on it because the boy name may not be Giovanni, and he might incriminate himself saying that, yeah, I know the boy name and it's Giovanni. So for some odd reason, he haven't spoke on it, nor has anyone tried to bring it to him and make him speak on it. No one has tried to do that for some strange, odd reason. For some strange, odd reason. Now, I don't know what people gonna do after this video, but if they do, is if they start following this narrative and trying to ask her son what's the boy name or whatever and see if he agree with Giovanni or whatever, once again, watch them follow me as I re-enter the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? Watch them follow me and watch them follow the direction that I'm going, or watch them try to stop it. But I doubt if people speak about Giovanni, if he was about that action or if he wasn't about that action. But I haven't heard Hassan Campbell agree. We know he don't agree with Khalil Money. He don't like Khalil Money. So will he agree with Star? Because Star said that's the young man name. Or is he going to cop out and not speak on it at all? We'll see, people. But you know what one has to do to put the pressure on. Hit the like button and comment at the bottom of the video. The more action the video get, the more one will feel obligated, compelled to speak on it and deal with it. So put the pressure on them by being active. This is info activism, and the more you active with this information, dealing with this information, the better results we'll get. So drop a comment at the bottom about what you think about Hassan not agreeing with them. Will he agree with them? Or however you see the conversation going, feel free to drop a line up under the video. And with that said, I'm out.